Details next on News 15 Night Beat.
We've got the touch.
Good evening, I'm Liz Berry.
And I'm Ken Owen. There are new developments tonight in Beirut, the 12th night of the hostage ordeal aboard TWA Flight 847. The International Red Cross is meeting tonight with the 40 American hostages and will issue a status report on the captives by tomorrow morning. As the fate of the 40 American hostages hangs in limbo, President Reagan is looking for ways to end the situation. This afternoon, spokesman Larry Speaks said, if diplomatic efforts don't end the crisis in the next few days, President Reagan will look at options that would put pressure on the hijackers and on nations like Syria, Libya, and Iran that support terrorism. Those options could include closing or restricting Beirut International Airport and an embargo of some kind on goods coming into Lebanon. Some, like California Senator Alan Cranston, like the idea.
I think closing down the airport is probably the most sensible of the options that are being publicly discussed, because that could lead to less likelihood of future hijackings being successful.
But others think the U.S. would be doing too little, too late.
These are little tokens. They will be laughed at by people in the Middle East. They could possibly even be counterproductive, and talking about them without doing anything more actually makes the United States look, I think, like the helpless giant that it doesn't want to appear to be.
While the 40 hostages spend their 12th night as captives, people around the U.S. are praying for their safe release.
Radio station Z100 will continue to play the national anthem every day at 12 noon until our hostages are released.
Meanwhile, experts say they still don't know if a bomb caused Air India Flight 182 to crash into the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Ireland Sunday morning. And they say the black box recorders that could solve the mystery may never be recovered. Some 329 people were aboard the jetliner. All are presumed dead. Fort Wayne's Board of Aviation may be at the end of its existence, but members aren't giving up without a fight. Today, the board held its final meeting. The Aviation Board, which was appointed by the city, is being replaced by a county-wide airport authority. The state legislature created the airport authority, splitting control of Smith and Baer fields between the city and county administrations. City Democrats are still angry about the legislature's action, saying it was politically motivated.
I guess that decision has been made. We really had no input into it. The community had no input into it. It was undertaken by a few individuals down in Indianapolis, and so I guess now we have to live with it.
The board today gave final approval to a bond issue that will fund improvements at Baer Field.
Vince Robinson, News 15 Night Beat.
Next on Night Beat, a fatal fire in Bluffton may be a homicide.
And fireworks explosion kills more than 20 in Oklahoma. Stay with us.
In Bluffton tonight, authorities are widening the scope of their investigation into a fatal fire with the possibility that it may be a homicide. The prosecutor in Wells County tells News 15 he believes foul play may be involved in the case because investigators have not been able to determine a cause of the fire. 44-year-old Harley Bradley and his 2 children were killed in the fire at their mobile home last Friday. Bradley's body has been sent to Indianapolis for tests. The state fire marshal's office is also investigating the case. In Fort Wayne, fire investigators now know what caused a fire that killed a woman in her home on Bluffton Road. Authorities are labeling the fire that killed 36-year-old Paula Stanley a flash fire. Apparently, vapors from some refinishing products were ignited by a spark from an extension cord. Stanley died from smoke inhalation. Investigators say improper ventilation in the home was a major contributor to the fire. A Fort Wayne man could spend the next 30 years in prison for stabbing a clerk at the downtown Murphy store. 24-year-old Timothy Rogers was handed the 30-year sentence today in Allen Superior Court. He was convicted of attempted murder last month. Witnesses say Rogers stabbed a cashier at the Murphy store in December. No motive has ever been established for that near-fatal stabbing.
Symbolize their commitment to the goal. And coming up, Lee Kelso answers, how do they do that?
But first, will it rain or will it shine? Maureen Ty has the answer next in weather.
But we have a warm one to look forward to tomorrow, warm and sunny.
This is the kind of day you know if the guy next to you on the train or the bus or even your carpool is using his antiperspirant. It is really hot.